So I've had a lot of people asking me about my story, like why I got my top surgery done about a week ago now. And I'm going to talk about it. This could be a little bit longer of a video though, so if you're on TikTok it might be broken up into a couple of parts. So I always have had really big breasts. Like, when I was 14, I was only like 145 pounds, and I was already dealing with triple D, like, breasts, which is heavy when you only weigh that much. And as I got older, my metabolism got slower, things like that. It got worse. So they would get bigger, obviously, and there was absolutely nothing I could do. I would diet, I would exercise, I tried everything. I had asked everybody, what do I do? And I wasn't getting anywhere. They were just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this past year, I got to the point where I was wearing a 42i. And if you don't know what that's like, it is the equivalent of putting 20-pound sandbags on your chest at all times, no matter what you're doing. So they were very heavy. But there were other issues too. So, I've known for quite a while that I, am personally, transgender. I think I've known probably, at least since I was 18. I had ideas that I was sooner, but I think by the time I was like 18 or 19, I really knew, so, I was so uncomfortable, like, with the fact that growing up, like, I wasn't seen as anything but, like, sexualized by other people because, like, of how my breasts were, and that got better as I got a little bit older, but especially, in high school and boys, and it was just terrible. But, and also, if you don't understand the transgender thing, it means I was born as a female, like in a female body, but I don't feel comfortable in that body. And I don't feel comfortable as my assigned gender at birth. So I personally feel like I am non-binary, but more male-leaning, than female-leaning. So there's that. And this past year, things got to the point with my health and that would, like, almost rot away. So I just, like, there was such a point of pain and hurt and so many things for me that I just decided I couldn't do it. I had always thought, when I was younger, I was like, well, I might, get a reduction and then I'll just keep binding. It's not a big deal. But for me, and when your boobs get to be that big, there's no binding. You cannot bind them in any way that is going to make you feel comfortable. There's no bra that you're going to be able to find that's going to make you feel more comfortable. You're just going to be in agony all of the time. And I didn't want to live that way. You know, I keep getting these comments from people, who are saying, oh, but you were so much better before. Oh, but, you know, why would you think that this looks better than what God made you out to be? And all of these things. And it's not about looks. I don't give half of a shit what I look like. That's the farthest thing from what this is about. This is about my health. And I think that for a lot of people can be hard to understand. You know, the mental aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, all of it was for my health. So those comments of people being like, oh, but you were so much prettier before, like, hurt me, because I understand that people just aren't going to get it, you know? No matter what I do, people are going to be that way about things, and that's just how people are. But, like, it's not worth being in that much pain my whole life. I've already spent, you know, I spent 26 years with, like, well, I mean, I probably spent 14, 15 years with breasts that were bigger than they should have been for my body. And it was making my life a living hell. So I decided that, and my husband, you know, he helped me decide that it was the best option for our family, for our daughter, and for me to do this. Because, you know, if one part of a family is unhappy and is unable to cope and really be there, then there's a problem in the family, you know, like, and that goes for any family. You know, you can't just sit around and hide it. You can't just sit around and pretend that everything is okay forever when it isn't. And that's okay, you know? It's one of those things where you just have to, for us at least, we had to say enough is enough. I couldn't get help with it. Insurance companies, I couldn't get help with it through my personal doctors. I had to go and do all of it independently, on my own, paying for it out of pocket. Because we live in a society that, unless you are currently dealing with cancer, I mean, you would have to have breast cancer for them to say, okay, we'll do something about it. And for me to wait around for that to possibly happen, because, you know, I felt like that's where it was going anyway. And going through all of that wasn't worth the happiness of myself and my husband's child. It wasn't worth that to me. So for me, I took a leap of self-love and love for the people I care about. And I did what I thought was the best thing for all of us. And for us it has been. And you don't have to understand that. You know. Really, this is just for the people who want to understand, who actually care enough and want to be a part of my life and my family's life, you know. Because I know there's a lot of you that do. I know that there's so many of you out there that care about me and care about, you know, my husband and my daughter. And that means so much. But seeing that there are literally people who not only don't understand, but then will badmouth someone, just because they think, oh, you just got a breast reduction because, you know, you think you're a boy. Well, it's more than that. Promise. So much more than that. And, you know, honestly, even if that was the reason, why do you fucking care? You know? Like, mind your own business, maybe? If you're unhappy with your body, then, and a breast reduction can make you happier with your body, or getting your boobies removed from your body is going to make you happier with your body, then I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with anything somebody happier that's not hurting anyone. You know? And I know there's some people who sit and argue, oh, well, your daughter. You know, you have a daughter and you're hurting her. Well, I can tell you that she is perfectly happy. She is loved by so many people. She's loved. And my whole goal as a parent is to make sure she is taken care of and that she is happy and that she, you know, can function and understands the world around her as she grows. Nobody needs to worry about her. She's fine. And, you know, she understands what happened to the extent that a 4-year-old should understand, you know. She doesn't understand all the ins and outs of everything, but she's happy with it too. And you know, she'll say that. She'll tell me how much happier I am and that how much happier that makes her, because, like, I can get up and I can do stuff with her, and I smile more, and I play with her more because I'm not a depressed, suicidal mess who is in severe pain every day of my life. You know, I still have my pains, I still have my problems, but this was a step towards healing for me. So yeah. Sorry, I know I went on kind of a rant there. It is absolutely 100% the right decision for me and my family. And this has kind of been an explanation of what I've done. And this has kind of been an explanation of what I've done and why, you know. And kind of a message to those people who have been being kind of hateful. Because sometimes I feel like I need to address those people too. But that's about it. So yeah. Thanks for listening, I guess. And my mental health. That I just couldn't live like that anymore. I was depressed all the time because I couldn't do things that normal people could do, because I had so much weight, like literal weight on my chest. And then the issue came about that they started turning purple because there was not enough blood flow to the bottom parts of my breasts. I'll show a couple of pictures of just how big they were. Like, I'm obviously going to be wearing a shirt in these pictures, but you'll see how just big they were. The bottom parts of them were not getting blood supply, hardly, so they were turning purple. They were cold to the touch all the time. I had small